Hello, everybody. Happy 2020. Happy New Year, and all the best for this new upcoming year and all the years after that. John Harris here, the account manager at Peel Financial, Canada's #1 equipment finance broker in the country. Anyways, I'm going to talk to you guys about credit inquiries. What are they, and how do they affect your credit and your credit score? All right, so first off, what is a credit inquiry? Well, a credit inquiry is when an institution, such as a bank, will do a background check on your credit history. They'll usually go to credit bureaus such as Equifax or TransUnion if you're Canadian, or if you're in the US, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. These are the credit bureaus, and these are the ones that hold all of your credit history and your payments and who you have credit with, whether it's a bank or a car loan or a mortgage or credit cards, even store credit cards. These guys usually are the ones that are holding that information and will release that in a credit report to your lender institution that is running your background check. Now, this background check or this credit pull is what we call an inquiry, and you have inquiries on your credit report if you have any sort of credit in the last 2 years. Every time you do get a credit inquiry, your credit score tends to drop a few points. Now, this is only temporary, and it does recover after some time. The recovery time and the points it drops does depend on your current credit situation and your current credit score, something that we found out over time. Now, the higher your score is, the less points it will drop for an inquiry. Usually maybe drops 2 to 5 points, nothing drastic, and then over a couple days, couple weeks, it will tend to recover back to where it was before, no longer affecting your credit. If your credit's a little bit lower, like in the 600s maybe, low 600s, might be even higher, 10 or even above. But nonetheless, it'll drop your credit score a few points temporarily, and again, depending on your credit score, if it's already high or low, will also depend on the recovery rate, but it will recover after either a few days, few weeks, couple months, right? You lower your credit score, usually takes a few more months to recover. Higher credit score, maybe a couple weeks. Nonetheless, it will recover. Now, the credit inquiry does stay on your credit report for 2 years. This is important. Why? Because the amount of credit inquiries you do have, that's also impactful on lenders and being able to acquire credit. There are lenders out there that will not extend credit to someone who has a certain amount of inquiries in the past 3 months, 6 months, or even to a year. Now, this is usually more of a case when it comes to credit cards or getting hard money loans, not so much with equipment financing, but it can still be the case nonetheless. So it's very important to keep your credit inquiries low. Do not go out shopping for credit all the time, because that will then have impact on your score, but ultimately impact your ability to borrow down the road. Okay, now, even though it stays on your credit report for 2 years, inquiries should not impact your score after 1 year. 1 year is usually when the amount of inquiries you have collectively as a group, they can impact your score as a group as opposed to just each inquiry independently, which is a whole lowering and raising again. But as a group, if you have 20 or 30 inquiries in the past year, your score is not going to all recover. It's going to hold it down a little bit. It's almost like a thing, like a heavier sack that's getting lower and lower and weighing it down. It's a little bit more and more and more, right? A small pebble or a penny doesn't weigh much, but when you keep adding them up, it gets to become a heavy load. So your credit score is not going to be able to hold itself up. We have too many inquiries reporting. But after a year, even though it does show up for 2 years, it doesn't affect your score after 1 year. But lenders will look at your inquiries to see, if you're shopping around for credit. If you do have a lot of credit inquiries, it doesn't look great. It looks like you're shopping around, looking for credit, which you kind of are, but things that I can't stress enough is when you're talking to your broker, whoever it happens to be, hopefully it's us, or what have you, looking for lending, ask this question, ask if they shop around your credit. Drives me absolutely nuts. I've actually dealt with people who have been the result of this. I've actually also dealt with brokerages who have done this, right? Where the person already has, semi-okay credit already as it is. It's not really on the greatest spot, but they can't really afford to have a bunch of inquiries now because they've probably been looking for a little bit, and they have a few of them already on there. And that then credit person will then start shopping them around, and getting credit inquiry, credit inquiry, and it just piles up, and it's like all of this in a short amount of time is not good for your credit, and it's not good for when you do find a lender that actually will try and fund you, because then you're going to jack up their interest rate and so forth, because they look desperate, which in all cases you are, but you don't want to look desperate. That's why one of the main reasons that one of the reasons why I joined and absolutely love Peel is that we work with hundreds of banks across Canada and the US. It is great. Our reach is broad and our reach is great. The thing is, we only do one credit pull.
What?
Yeah, just one.
Get out of here, man!
One credit pull. And that credit pull works for all of the banks that we have relationships with.
Wow.
In Canada, at least. Okay? Which means we can actually somewhat shop you around, but we're not shopping around your credit. Your credit profile is just that one pull, and we can then take that to our lenders. One credit pull, work with hundreds of banks, and it's good for 30 days, right? That's a big advantage. So the takeaway points from this video is when it comes to credit inquiries, less is more, right? The less inquiries you have, the better. Try and only search out for credit, whether it's equipment financing or credit cards or what have you, as when you need it. Secondly, if you're using a brokerage, see what they're doing with their credit profile. Ask questions, okay? See if they only do one credit pull for all the banks that they work with, right? If they don't, maybe you might want to use that brokerage, right? If they do, that's great, like Peel. Boom, right? One credit pull, you're golden, right? It's your credit profile, it's your life, it's your business. That's why it's important to ask questions. Some people are afraid to ask questions too. People when they're handling their money or handling their taxes, thinking, oh well, they know what they're doing. I'm going to trust them. If you have questions, feel free to ask them. If you have a good brokerage, they're going to try and answer questions best that they can, right? Or at least find the answers for you. That's what's very important. If they can't give you straight answers or they're shady about it or what have you, maybe you want to look elsewhere. Look on your own, do some more research, and see what is out there for you, right? So again, if your credit brokerage does one credit pull, that's great. If they don't, you can give me a call. That's great too. We'll work with you. We'll help you out to get the funding that you need, okay? So that's the end of the video there, all right? Any questions, feel free to leave a comment, to give me a call. I'll leave my number here, somewhere on the screen, right? And we can go from there, all right? So Happy New Year, and blessings and happiness for the rest of the year moving forward, all right? Have a good day.